Okay. I haven't done a recording in a little while, so I had to set all that up. So this is gonna be a little serious. Not sure what I'm gonna title this. It's gonna be a little rambly, a little off the top, no script or anything. Just an idea. Things that went through my head. I don't know where to start. I guess we'll start with, a lot of people always ask, oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, why can't you work? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Blah, why are you in pain? What? Oh, I've heard you complaining a couple times now. What's going on? So I'll start with the physical. But that's kind of hard because the mental leads into the physical, etc. You know, back and forth. I mean, vice versa, not etc. But so the easiest way to put it, I have a very bad back. Like, think of very, 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 very bad below completely paralyzed and completely broken spine. Like, as bad as you can get it without getting to that point. Because that's where my back is. I am a fall, a slip, a bad stretch away from my spine collapsing in on itself. I have degenerative disc disease. I have herniations. I have bulging discs. I have bone spurs. Lots of things wrong with my back. Like paragraphs and paragraphs of things wrong with my back. I don't know if I've ever like really no, actually I have. Yeah, I've read my entire radiology report. It's so bad that I'm in constant pain. It doesn't stop. I wake up, feel pain. Falling asleep, still in pain. Doesn't matter how I stretch, position myself, what weight I'm at, nothing. Still pain. This has been going on for a long time. Originally started when I was about 13. Yeah, like middle school, beginning of middle school. I started having like this weird, and I've always explained it as like, and I only know, it's kind of funny. I only know this feeling because when I was in elementary school, this happened, but it's like the feeling of like you peed your pants and the pee is just like sitting there on your skin, on your leg. And it feels acidic and like ants are biting you, like it's eating into your skin, but the other way around. It's weird. So that's like the best way I can explain it. And it's because like when I was in like elementary school, I had those what are they called, windbreaker pants, those ones that like squeak when you walk. I had those on and I peed my pants, and so the pee had nowhere to go because it can't soak into those or come out. So it's literally just sitting there, and I'm sitting in my chair, and I don't remember why. I've always been like a really antsy kid, shy and stuff like that. So like talking to teachers, unless I really knew them, and I was at a new school, like scared me. And I thought my teacher was mad at me already or something, and so I was like, I can't ask to go to the bathroom, so I just peed my pants, like an insane child with mental instability would do. Instead of asking to go to the restroom like a normal person. And I sat there for hours in my own pee until one of the kids screamed it out like, oh my god, Jason peed his pants. And then I actually got in trouble like I thought I would. And then my mom was called, and obviously my mom was fucking furious when I explained to her what happened because she knew that I wasn't feeling comfortable at that school, blah blah. But yeah, that's why I know what that feeling's like. And that's the best way I've always explained sciatic pain. Once I found out years after it started what it was. I always thought it was because I was fat, you know, overweight. And I just kind of dealt with it, got used to the pain, went through middle school, high school. And then when I was about 19 and I was in my first year of college, it's like weird because this isn't what caused it, because the pain was getting gradually worse over the years, and I just got more and more used to the pain, so I never took anything or saw doctors or anything for it. But I was like sitting in my chair, and you know that thing you do, like you lean over the back of the chair to pop your back? I don't know if other people do that with like, you know, school chairs, but I did that, and it like knocked the breath out of me and like kind of scared me because it was a really weird foreign feeling, but it didn't hurt. It was just, it made me like nauseous whenever it popped. And I remember that because I tried to keep everything in that day stuck in my head so I knew what was happening. But yeah, that happened. Went through class like normal, hour and a half. Got in the car fine, got home fine, literally parked our car in the garage, got out of the car. All my weight hit my legs, like I was standing out of the car, like literally swinging my legs out over the seat, getting out, fine. The moment all of my weight is on my legs, it was like everything went blank. There was so much pain that I think my body didn't want my brain to register it. I don't know how to explain that. Like it just shut down and I crumpled like a fucking rag doll, just hit the ground in my garage, screaming for months. Couldn't get up, couldn't move, moving my pinky, moving my toes, moving my neck, even like the tiniest little thing, coughing, breathing was fucking excruciating for months. I was in and out of the hospital, constant shots of Dilaudid and morphine and everything. Nobody knew what the fuck was wrong. No x-rays or MRIs or anything did anything. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on because this was so abrupt. And after like about 6 to 8 months of being in my living room and just unable to do anything, eating was fucking excruciating. Like eating a sandwich would take me hours to just get through that sandwich. I slowly was able to, I guess it was like a little bit of like healing versus and like getting used to the pain or whatever. Some of that mixed with the fact that like I've always been into video games. All my friends are always online. I barely ever went anywhere with anyone. And I was in college now, I wasn't in high school. Like, so, you know, I didn't have like my friends coming over after school, stuff like that. So I was like getting really fucking lonely. And in our house, we had stairs. And my room where my computer and my Xbox and everything was upstairs. And that loneliness and want to play video games mixed with either the pain subsiding or me getting used to the pain, I don't know which, maybe a mix of it, forced me to go upstairs for the first time. And I spent a couple months upstairs, really only playing from my futon. And it got to the point where I had to just put my mattress on the ground. I didn't get off the ground for like 2 months because I couldn't lay in my futon because of the way it was tilted. It hurt more for me to lay in my futon and like gravity be slightly pulling me to the side. But yeah, that was like that. And then I slowly was able to walk with a walker, move around in a wheelchair, move around with a cane. And I went first time in a wheelchair to a chiropractor. Saw the chiropractor for months and got to the point where I could walk with a cane. I still have my cane, and that was the very first time. Like I don't know, I usually just call them back incidents or, you know, the turn of events or whatever. I don't know how I usually explain it, but because that's happened, that like snap of a finger, all of a sudden now I'm in more pain than I've ever been in. Like I'm not used to the pain anymore. It's that excruciating that I just can't breathe. That's happened a couple times. And I don't want to explain more stuff because I think I've gone over this 1,000 times. If anybody wants to know stories, stuff like that, they can come to the stream, whatever. But that's the physical side. Constant pain, and I have to take tons of medicine for it. This medicine is weird because it interacts awkwardly with my metabolism and my body chemistry. It either keeps me up for days or makes me sleep for almost a day. Just the other day, I slept for 18 hours. Then I was up for about 15, 16 hours, slept for 4.5 hours. Then I was up for about 12 hours. And then I slept for like 8 hours. And now I've been up for 7 hours or so. It's weird. My sleep schedule's fucked. You can't even really say it's a sleep schedule because it's completely random. I have days where I will wake up, feel good, start streaming, take my medicine, and 45 minutes into the stream, I'm like, okay, I'm going to sleep now. and I could have just slept for however fucking long. I've slept for 28 hours at a time. I've stayed up for 4 days at a time. It's completely random, and this has been going on ever since I started my medicines. And now it's worse because I'm taking a lot of mental medication, not medication just for the physical. So now let's go on to that, because I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I can explain about my back, but let's go on to the mental side of stuff. I have been diagnosed with PTSD, bipolar disorder, learning disabilities, and I have a ton of other weird things wrong with me that I would consider autistic, or at least on the spectrum. Because I obsess over things. I consider myself a polymath, and whenever I set my mind to something, I become extravagantly good at that thing. But then slowly, when there's no challenge, just get completely bored, and then my depression comes out, my anxiety comes out, because I stream and this is my only form of income, and I feel bad that the people, all my friends are online. I feel bad that I'm leaving them behind, and this mixes. Like, it's all crazy how it mixes. And then I have ulcers because of that, which then leads, like I said before, into the physical. And I have like bad digestion. I have acid reflux because of all this like stress and anxiety. I guess the simplest way to put it is, like, I'm a people pleaser. Like, I hate whenever people don't like me. I hate whenever I am wrong about something. I don't necessarily not admit my wrongness, but when I find out I'm wrong about something, I have to study that thing, like, to an inconceivable amount, to the point that, like, I could probably give lectures on dumb shit. And I'm constantly, again, anxious, stressed, depressed, and then or hyper wired manic because of my bipolar disorder, to like where I'm fucking cleaning my keyboard with a toothbrush, like, just cause shit like that, taking the keys apart, cleaning like 3 times a day, even though I can't really move much or bend over, cleaning my room. I have, as you can see behind me, like over 30 different blades, and I you know, so just one day I'll just have nothing to do, and then my mind will snap to like, oh, I haven't cleaned my blades in like a month, and I will fucking sharpen them, clean them, polish them. Like, it's ridiculous. And what brought all this on, this whole discussion, this video, is another weird part of my fucking brain. I just like think about stuff, and my mind, I guess you could call it overactive imagination, but my mind takes concepts and goes deep, like fucking connecting things like way too far. I was laying down, and I'm not sure how to explain this. I was laying down playing RuneScape on my other screen. The league's going on right now, and I saw a new player. And I said, yo, welcome to the league, good luck, have fun. And this dude was like, hey, and my mind immediately was like, oh, I think he thinks when I said yo that he knows me, or I know him. And I just walked away. And that was like, oh man, now it feels weird. That's really awkward. I hope he doesn't feel bad. I hope he doesn't feel awkward. And then my mom was like, oh dude, what happened if like I did that to someone in like the Discord? And then my mom was like, oh bro, like, what if I just leave one day, stop streaming? Man, I'd feel really fucking bad. I'd miss everyone. I always give everyone shit for not being on video games, you know, not being in the stream. I always feel bad when I'm not streaming. Everyone always gives me all this support. And then my brain was like, man, how would my family feel if all of a sudden I just like got big or famous or had money all of a sudden and like moved out? I'd feel bad because my family's been taking care of me all this time. They love me. And then my brain was like, okay, what if I died? And then like I started thinking about ways I would die, things that would happen that would prevent me from doing things. Like, and my brain just kept fucking doing this. And then I was like, all right, I gotta go to the restroom. And then toilet thoughts. And I don't know, when it came down to the fact that in my brain, almost out loud, I wanted to say, Death doesn't scare me. What scares me is leaving people behind. There's a lot of people online that I care about and that care about me. And I would feel really bad if, like, every day that I don't play because I'm feeling bad, whatever, I can't get out of bed because my back's too bad, I'm out of medicine, whatever, I feel like I have to always make this big tweet, this big post in the Discord saying sorry. And I mean, you can go back and you see it thousands of times, me saying sorry just because I wasn't on for like 2 days, like a fucking weirdo. And everyone's always giving me support and shit. And I just don't want people to think that I'm not grateful for that. But the thing about me dying is, like, I've always said this. I've been ready to die for a long time because of the way that my back is deteriorating, the conditions that I have, the weight that I'm at, and my inability to change that, mixed with my non-want to change my weight, is going to eventually lead to either me being permanently paralyzed or dead when the day that my back collapses. Either it's going to kill me, or I'm going to be lucky or unlucky enough to be in a position in which I feel it and nothing punctures anything. But I go again to me saying my unwant to change the conditions that I have for myself, that things that I can take care of, my diet, how much I exercise, even the little amounts that I can, because I do a little bit here and there, but I could do more. I could set a schedule. I could lower the calories I'm taking. I could stop drinking fucking 2 liters of dew a day, like, but I don't want to. And I've accepted that I'm a big motherfucker. I'm gonna probably always be a big motherfucker, and that's probably gonna lead to my death or paralyzation. And if it comes down to the point where I have a heart attack, a stroke, find out I have diabetes, something, I have made the preconceived choice to not do anything about it. I'm not going to take those extra medicines. I'm not going to change my diet, my lifestyle, nothing. Because I already know I'm going to probably die when my back collapses. If there's no cure for that, like there is no turning back time on my spine right now. There's no medical advancement to this day or anything that is in the foreseeable future that is going to fix the condition that I'm in. And I don't know how to tell people that I'm not scared to die. It's like every day that I'm not on that feeling, if there is an afterlife or whatever, I'm going to have that exponentially when I die, and I'm no longer there to talk people through things, help people with their issues, stream so someone has something to watch, like play video games with people when they have no one to play with, be that person that carries people through games because of all the games I'm good at and shit. That is more scary to me than no longer existing in this world. But it's a constant tug of war of that feeling versus not being able to eat what I want and have these, not being able to do what I want, drink what I want, sleep, be awake however long I want. Because there are ways to force things into the way that would be more healthy. But in my conditions, I am already constantly on the brink of being in fucking bed for 5 days because I'm so depressed. And it happens often. I don't want to do anything. I become lethargic, you know, all this shit. But being able to enjoy food and dew and Monster and chips and jerky and all this shit. I mean, I have gout. Like, eating jerky is bad for me. It makes me in more pain. But luckily I have medicine that helps me with that as well. So it's not that often that I have a gout flare-up nowadays. I'm not gonna change who or how I am to maybe keep myself in this limbo state slightly longer, but a lack of happiness, endorphins, fat, grease coming from food, things that make me in the even if it's in the moment, it's a slight fucking bite of a hamburger that makes, you know, that minute it takes me to eat a hamburger, that I'm fucking happy. At least a little bit more than usual if I'm playing video games with friends or hanging out or having a good stream. I'm not going to change that. And I just want to say that I hope everyone understands that. And I know a lot of people probably know that about me already, but for some reason that toilet fucking thought, that weird shit in my brain that just connects shit, makes up these fucking stories and these incidents where I'm like, oh fuck man, that's real. That could happen. Like, I want everyone to know that I am grateful and I love you all and my family as well. But I'm not afraid to die. I don't care if I have a heart attack, a stroke, whatever. The small amount of happiness I get from food trumps the year I'll have in continued pain extra. So, yeah, just wanted to say that.